The Louisiana Derby Day $100 budget edition of the Notorious OTB on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by our free bracket challenge, $2,000 winner take all. Enter today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket. Welcome, everybody, to the Notorious OTB, brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And, folks, as always,
it's all good, baby. It was all a dream.
We used to read Blood Horse magazine. I got my Cuban links on.
Yes, Cuban B.
I'm your host, Chase Sessoms, the Wolf of Oakline.
I'd rather be trapped than lazy. Don't care what they say, I'ma do what pays me.
It happens every year about this time. Weaklings act like they lost their mind. Alphas reclaim the neighborhood. Rob the sheep and all the wolves eat good. If you want.
Yes. Welcome to the show. Joining me, as always, you might know him as the Michelangelo of the Crying Michael Jordan. He's your favorite capper's favorite capper. Ladies and gentlemen, he's Barry the Sniper Spears.
You know how we do. Rockefeller. Forever. You can catch me skating through your town, putting it down. Y'all relating, no waiting. I'll make your block infrared hot. I'm like Satan.
Barry, what's good, buddy? There it is.
Not much. What's going on, my man?
Hanging in there. I'll tell you what, this is the first year in a couple years that I've been so engrossed in the ponies that I almost kind of forgot that it was like March Madness, like opening round today. So I don't know if that bodes well for what that bodes well for, what that doesn't bode well for, but we'll see. I'll probably do dog shit in my bracket because I always do. Are you a big bracket guy? I mean, I know you played college hoops. You're on mute.
I wouldn't say a big bracket guy, but I dabble.
You did
for sure.
Yeah. Do you have a team? Like, who's your team?
Nah, no team. This year, I think Auburn is pretty good. I think Kentucky's pretty good. Duke pretty good if Cooper Flag plays. But yeah, should be interesting. It's always fun.
Yeah, there we go. Well, Barry, it's Thursday. It's the big show. It's the Thursday big show. We're talking the road to the Kentucky Derby because it just keeps paving along to the first Saturday in May in Louisville, Kentucky. We're into the big point races and state derby season. This weekend, we got two big cards, one at Turfway and the other at Fairgrounds, and we pointed towards NOLA and the Louisiana Derby card. So we're playing the Louisiana Derby card with a $100 budget, as is tradition, but don't you fret. Don't you worry. At the end of this, we got a bonus pick for the Jeff Ruby Stakes, as I like to call it. We're talking Fairgrounds this Saturday, the 22nd of March, year of our Lord 2025. Post time for the card, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. God's time, 10 a.m. Pacific time, out on the Pacific Coast, and we can play any race with any wager type, whatever makes that cash money. Barry, what'd you think of this Louisiana Derby Day card?
Oh, it's a great card, top to bottom. Big fields, lots of opportunities to get around some favorites, and we're gonna let it fly on Saturday for sure.
Let's send one, as Barry says, send one downfield. I don't know, maybe I got to come up with something equally as catchy. Barry, you're leaving me in the dust when it comes to setting trends. Barry, I kind of thought it was a pretty good card too. I thought this New Orleans Classic was going to be a spectacular race. Later in the card.
It
was.
Yeah, there's a lot of scratches.
Who else scratched?
Let me see. Unamas Bourbon out. Kinetic out. Probably the 10 horses out. Tarantino is out. So basically, the main horses are still in. So it should be a good race regardless, but not so much of a good betting race.
I still think it's a good betting race. We call that foreshadowing, Barry. Barry, you are going to lead us off today. We both have plays in race 4, but mine's a daily double, so I'm going to let you take it away. We start in race 4, 8.5 furlongs, $50,000. Not a winner or two something. I'm not here to read your fucking conditions. Optional claiming on the turf. Barry, what was your play in race 4 here?
I ended up going with number 5, Create Trouble. Now, this horse is really interesting in the way that he's coming into this race. Was claimed by Maker last time out, which you know what he tends to do with horses like this is to improve them kind of going into tougher company. I mean, we've seen him do it in the highest of high levels. He did it in the Arlington Million one year, but he does this quite often with horses like this that show some potential and, you know, never really get back onto the turf or what have you. And he gets them on the turf and they improve. I think that's the case here. This horse has some races, namely a nice race at Aqueduct, October 26th. Beat Dude in Colorado that day and Magic Ways, who are pretty good horses that would be really tough in this spot. I think just having that race under this horse's belt makes this one a contender. All the other context is key, including the fact that this horse has a bullet workout on March 15th, going 5 furlongs, getting Jose Ortiz, who's probably the hottest rider in the country, if not everywhere. I mean, all the signs are pointing for this horse to improve. 8-1 seems like a stretch given that context, but shouldn't be favored or anything. I would give 4-1, 9-2-ish, probably what this horse will be at post time, but it's a go. $20 to win on number 5, Create Trouble.
Well, Barry, that creates trouble for me because I played a daily double here, and I'm singled in this leg, and I'm not using your horse. But I'll have to wait for just 1 second because I got to remind you to compete against SGPN this March in our $75,000 winner-take-all college basketball survivor contest. March has never been this exciting. Enter at splashsports.com/SGPN. That's splashsports.com/SGPN. Plus, use promo code FINALS for a $10 bonus credit. All right. Into my play here, I have a $10 daily double that starts in this race, and it's 7 with 478. I really like the 7 Freedom's Way. So there are 2 things I want to point out before I get into this first play. If you look at the results for the turf course, it looks like the outside posts have some bias working in their favor because it's these outwardly drawn horses that keep winning in the weeks. It's always the way outside it seems to be winning. I've got one horse that's outwardly drawn that I'm going to key in a daily double here because I believe the best value I get with it is stretching it and connecting it to one of the 3 horses in this next leg. So in this leg, I'm singling. I'm dropping my own. Man, got to pick up the beat. Here we go.
Yes, I'm singing. I want to mingle.
You want to mingle?
Yeah.
What's wrong with me? Just missing James Brown? That's day 1 stuff. All right. So it is like I'm singling the 7 Freedom's Way at 9-2. Should sit behind a healthy pace and gets that wide position on the turf course, which I'm guessing has to bode well. Tom Amos has this one in 3rd off the layoff. And the last time that Freedom's Way was in this situation, he progressed 3rd off the layoff. Has previous form that you can point to and say that the horse can put up a figure big enough to win. So I'm singling it in this leg, and then I'm wrapping it up in race 5. And I'll actually have another play here in race 5. 8.3 furlongs, $100,000 LA bred Crescent City Oaks on the dirt. I'm closing this double out with 3 horses I like in this leg. This is another race for pace, and that long-ass stretch at Fairgrounds makes me want to look at a horse that can rate and stalk and pounce or close. The first one makes just a whole bunch of sense. It's the 4 Margie's Intention. Should have the most ground to cover to win this race late, but also he gets IRAD and a warm pace. Brendan Walsh has been on the steady uptick and comes in off of 2 ascending buyers. The other 2 I'm going to use the 7 Warriors Justice at 10-1. The other Brendan Walsh, he gets the sneaky hot Ben Curtis in this race, and this is the horse that will be sitting the first run trip behind the wall of pace from the inside. And then I'm also using the 8 Canal Street for Brett Calhoun. the bigger price of the daily double, the odds are worth breaking a cardinal rule for me, which is fading these horses coming off of maiden wins. But it's the way that the horse slowly built to that form and the upward trajectory that excites me along with that pace. So that's my first play. $10 daily double starting in race 4, extending into race 5, 7 with 4, 7, 8. Did you have any thoughts on the Crescent City?
No, but I thought your bold selection in the first leg of that, with a 1 for 14 horse is tough.
I'll tell you what.
1 for 14 on the turf. I mean, is a nice horse and is like on the verge. I just don't trust horses like that personally. But I can see why you like the horse. I mean, he's really knocking at the door, just missing a few times.
Yeah. I also am auto tossing all my Mike Maker horses for a short period of time. Yep.
What?
Yep. I said I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
I thought you were going the opposite route. You were going to load up because he's going to get it in before he gets suspended.
Could make myself do it. I don't know. I'm off. I'm completely off. I feel like he's deflating. All right. So my next play actually comes in race 5, where I'm finishing up this daily double. I'm playing a trifecta here, and it's once again 8.3 furlongs, $100,000 Louisiana bred Crescent City Stakes. Oh, state bred.
I was state raised. You think I'm scared to catch a case? On some bullshit?
So I'm playing a $1 try that is 7-8 with 2-7-8 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. It's a $20 play for $1. I'm invested in this race from a daily double standpoint with 3 horses. What I want to do here is press my opinion on the 2 big prices in the daily double as my 2 overlays, and I want to use on top in the trifecta in this race. And I'm spreading out in third because if I get my first 2 in and I don't get the third horse right, I'll kill my fucking self. See everything good about this daily double for why I like those horses in this race. Here's a hint. It's the pace. I like those 2 for the pace play. So I finish it off. Race 5, $1 trifecta, 7-8 with 2-7-8 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 for a total of $20, which puts me in for $50 total for the day. Barry, your next race comes out of race 6. It's a daily double into race 7. What are you doing?
Yeah, I thought this race was pretty interesting. These 2 races 6 and 7, look like we could get around the favorites a little bit. These are really competitive fields, and I think a $5 daily double would suit the bill if we can hit it. We're going to spread a little bit in both races using a couple of horses. In this first leg, race 6, which is a 5.5 furlong turf race, state bred, going again 5.5 on the turf. Now, I'm going to use horses that will be slightly off the pace. There looks to be quite a bit of speed here. I'm going to use the 3 El Dinero, who would be considered like a cutback in this situation. Went 1 mile and 16th last time in a stake race, similar to this one. Didn't do very much, cuts back in distance, gets his normal rider in James Graham. And I think that's a key here because here we're going to use Ranch Badge as well. The 5, this horse has some speed, will be close up, but won't be on the lead. I don't think Jose Ortiz, just given the way this race unfolds on paper, will want to be on the front end. If he happens to have it, I'm sure he'll go with it. If not, he'll be sitting right off the pace in a good spot. 12-1, had to use that one. And then I'm going to use the 8 Big Chopper. Nice close in the last race in a state bred optional claimer of 35,000. Did this sort of thing last year at Lone Star and in a stake race similar to this one, just not state bred. I'm going to give that one a shot at a decent price at 6-1. So we're going to use the 3, 5, and 8 in race 6.
He likes the 8 Big Chopper. God, I just love a good sound drop. Gets me hyped. Real quick, before we get back to the free picks, the free bets, got to get a word in for the people who have gotten us accustomed to a certain standard of living. I'm talking about our good friends at Iron Bets, because that's right, the notorious OTB has partnered up with the new premier horse racing ADW, Iron Bets. While most ADWs are shuttering their rewards programs, Iron Bets is going strong because they're the ADW, built by horse players for horse players. Sign up and get a deposit match up to $300, plus take advantage of Iron Bets daily promos. Watch your wager on the best racing action at Iron Bets. Download the Iron Bets app and use promo code NOTB so they know that we sent you. That's Iron Bets in your app store, promo code NOTB. And don't forget to give the app a 5-star review in the app store. And, of course, we have to get a word in from our friends, the good nerds at Rhythm. Rhythm is throwing an epic March Madness party, and you're invited. All Rhythm users are invited to a first 4 watch party Wednesday, March 19th at the Awesome Stadium Swim at Circle Las Vegas. That was yesterday. Don't worry about it. And it gets better. Rhythm is also giving away a $250 March Madness future for one random lucky Rhythm user. Even if you can't make the party, you can still with the future bet. Rhythm's March Madness stats and success from 2024, with UConn winning, our percentage of winners was 39% higher than in ESPN brackets as a whole. Rhythm predicted Duquesne, NC State, and Oakland upsets. 45% of Rhythm brackets had NC State reaching the Sweet 16. A free party plus a chance at $250 future bet when you sign up with Rhythm. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party for details at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. All right, I've got to get a brief rehydration interlude in.
I got ice all over my body looking like a snowman. Big rocks in the grill dancing like a slow jam. My chain's so heavy I'm walking like an old man. Try me, you.
All right, we are back to it. What are Barry and I doing? We're giving out free picks.
And I make nothing. Zero. Zilch. By the time I pay all my scientists, all my people in my research department, lab coats, it's a wash. Well, why you do it then, baby Billy? Well, because I'm selfless.
I don't want to spoil anything if you plan on watching the Righteous Gemstones, but he gets pretty epic in season 2 or in episode 2 of this new season. I'm just saying, like, it's crazy. It's pretty funny. All right, Barry, it's back to me after you finish your daily double in race 7. We take off race 8, but we wake back up for race 9. He says so good. I think he might know what I'm talking about, but
I didn't finish my double.
You didn't? Oh, damn.
Did not.
Damn,
Still got
son.
race 7.
Damn. I cut you off mid double. Oh my Lord, Barry. What
now
are
you know it's gonna hit. Now you know
what?
it's gonna
Sit back, King. Let me set up this race for you here real quick. 8.5 furlongs. The Louisiana bred Crescent City Derby, $100,000 going 8.5 furlongs on the dirt. Barry, I'm so sorry. Please continue.
That's all right. We're gonna close out this double and hit it for the people. So they had to, stay on this show in order to get that. So we're gonna use 2 horses in race 7. I'll start with the 9 Cajun Matoli. Hasn't run a bad race, period. I think a little luck here or there, this horse probably would have won that last race and gets another shot at the same company on the stretch out for the second time. I think that's a positive angle. And we're going to use Cajun Matoli. And we're also going to use the 11 Hey Jude, stretched out for the first time in that same race as Cajun Matoli. Didn't fare so well. I'm going to give that one another shot. I think that horse was kind of wide. It was a small field. And I think this field being bigger and more expansive helps Hey Jude and the running style quite a bit. I think this horse is going to be pretty close up and get first run. So we're going to use 9 and 11 to close out our double.
God, fucking Nick Sievers, man, in the chat, just acting like I don't take things hard, man. Come on, bro. Strong men also cry.
Occasionally.
Barry, may I have the floor? Are you done?
Yeah, you're all set, big dog.
Thank you, sir. I apologize again. All right, we go to my third play. It starts race 9. This is the race I've been waiting for, and it's the horse that I've been waiting a lifetime for, it feels like. Race 9 furlongs, $500,000. The New Orleans Classic Stakes, a grade 2 on the dirt. What's my play in the NOLA Classic? What am I doing? What am I doing the Nolia clap with here? It's a $20 win on the number 9. The number 9's name, Kamuro Bino Moiti. That's right. How long have I been on Kamuro
Back
Bino
to the well. He's going back to the well.
On Kamuro Bino Moiti so much that I can spell it without looking at it.
Ooh, that's
I've
rough.
been on Kamuro Bino since the ships in the port of New Orleans were powered by fucking sails. I've been on Kamuro Moiti since my mother's water broke in 1985. It was always Kamuro Bino Moiti. For one, this is an absolute banger of a race. There's a lot of star power. A horse making its 4-year-old debut after a BC Classic win, Sierra Leone, who likes this track. The outside might not bode well, but this pace is perfect for my son that I call KO. Diodoro is doing everything right with this horse right now and really moving this horse forward and doing it in the face of some pretty stiff competition. So if this horse punches above its weight class, then comes out and runs a cracker of a race and punches above its weight class again, is that just his weight class? I think it is. With kinetic scratching and pointing towards the Arkansas Derby, it takes a little bit of the wang out of the early speed, if you will. But this should be, still be lightning fast. And my boy KO has been running well in races marked as competitive paces. Everything fits, has taken another step forward, but demands fucking respect. The morning line odds are a slap in the face, and I'll take every bit of that, if not more, at post time. So $20 win on Kamuro Bino Moiti. Downfield to the hoop. We're playing foot get ball, I guess, if I do that. Anyway, whatever. So that's why I play Kamuro Bino Moiti race 9. What do you think? What do you think of that one?
Another bold selection. I tend to think that Sierra Leone lays over this field. He's just so much better. But we'll see. They got to run him. So, Secretariat was not undefeated, if you recall.
I feel like if ever there's a horse that probably just like needs a race after the tour that they were on last year, I feel like it might be Sierra Leone because
I always say that, but you can see his past performances. He pretty much fires every time he's on the track. It's kind of a wash for me, just because he's run so well every time. He's going to run well again. It's just a matter of where Pratt puts him in order to try to run at the leader. I don't think he's going to be that far off it.
I think he's an impressive horse. I always worry that he's going to leave way too much for himself to do, which he basically did from the Kentucky Derby through the Travers. So that's my take on Sierra Leone. I don't know. I felt like it was tough to, even with Uno Must Bourbon out, even with Kinetic out, even with who was the other one? Tarantino out. Like
Bishop's
it still
Bay
felt like
too.
Bishop's Bay. Yeah, I saw Bishop's Bay was a maybe, but like I mean, there are a few horses that were out that like literally I just did not have in like contention. So like we'll see.
Well, the 5 is super fast. If that horse goes, I'm pretty sure that horse would be on the lead in front of Kamuro Bino Moiti. But that might not be the worst thing in the world. And you know that Sierra Leone has to run these horses down. And it's not going to be easy by any means, but I still think that the horses that are the speed might not be as good, but that's why they run the races. We'll see. It's always.
I'm sorry. I'm looking up for what Kamuro Bino Moiti means in
what
Japanese.
does that
I'm not
mean?
sure.
That's a good question, sir.
Okay, so
I noticed that what is it?
Moiti means memories. Let's see what Kamuro Bino means.
Great.
I don't know. There's no. There we go. Kamuro Bino Moiti meeting. What's AI tell me? Memories of dappled sunlight.
Dappled sunlight. Yes.
What? How can you not love this horse? Memories of dappled sunlight. That's some shit that's the shit that cuts you in half with a katana right there. Memories of dappled sunlight. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, it's awesome. It was always Kamuro, Bino, and Moiti. He's winning this race. I've decided. I have decided.
Has
Has
to.
to.
Has to. Has to.
Has to. Yep. All right. Barry, real quick, before we hit, what is your last play? And then I'll have my
Oh no, I got 2 plays. I got 2.
2 more plays left. Yeah. I forgot the pick 3 carries you through. We'll get there. I'm working it out, man. It was the bad thing about these afternoon shows is I get a chance to get just a little too high for every single one. All right, real quick, got to get a word in from our good friends at Underdog. Underdog Pick'em. You can play any sport and win up to 100x. Sign up with promo code SGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. And we've also partnered up with Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. And Edge Boost cards allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, racetrack, or casino. Plus, you can earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards for using your Edge Boost card. And you know your money is safe as the card is FDIC insured. The best part is no credit checks and it's completely free. Sign up for Edge Boost and enter our free $2,000 bracket contest at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket. And once again, I need to get a brief rehydration interlude in.
Back that ass up. When you back that ass up.
Girl, who's you playing with? All right. Barry.
Sir.
Take us to race 10. You do something we don't often do on the $100 budget shows. You uncork a pick 3, which is funny because I almost did the same. I can't remember if these races were in it, but I almost.
I was gonna say if it's the same races, that's nuts.
That would be nuts. But Barry, what are you doing with your pick 3 here in race 10 through races 12?
Yeah, we're gonna do a $5 pick 3 starting in race 10, which is the Frankie Muniz Memorial Classic.
Right, that's what I call it.
It's since he's not bald anymore, I guess it's in a memorial to his hairline, so he's got it back. So we're gonna use 3 horses here. We're gonna use the premise is trying to beat Spirit of St. Louis. I personally don't believe that the Pegasus was the toughest grade 1 there ever was, and we're gonna try to bet against that horse in this spot here. So we're going to take the 3, What Say Thee? Nice work off the bench. I think, another bullet after that. This horse is probably coming to this race in good shape. For Mike Maker, who you are fading. Also going to use the 4, Cameo Performance, who's 21 on the morning line. I highly doubt this horse will be 20-1. Just so happens if it does, we're in good shape because I think this horse has a pretty good shot getting IRAD. For the first time for Brendan Walsh. This horse has a couple of good races, one at Woodbine on the synth and one at Ellis Park that are pretty good and should be formidable in the spot getting IRAD. And then what would be my top pick would be the 5 redistricting. This horse hasn't run a bad race. I think that Hollywood Derby where Rosario pulled the horse up actually kind of muddies the form a little bit, if that's possible, because smack dab in the middle of the past performances, this horse really has never run a bad race. Even the Belmont Derby wasn't all that bad considering how that race played out. So yeah, redistricting will be my top pick here, but we're going to use the 3, 4, and 5.
3, 4, 5. Got a little 3-pack in it. It's pick 3 to start it. He moves it to race 11, 8.5 furlongs. The grade 2 Fairgrounds Oaks, $400,000, of course, on the dirt. How are you handling your hump day leg of your pick 3?
There's really not much to talk about here. I think Good Cheer absolutely buries this field, is much the best. Nobody's even come close to this horse in any of her starts. I don't see that trend not continuing. So it's take Good Cheer and move on.
I can't disagree. There's absolutely zero things that I can say to you that have to, are contrarian to your point here. I completely, yeah. But that's it. Let's go. Move on. Race 12. I don't know what the how many, 8 point however many furlongs 3/16 is, but 1 mile 3/16. The Louisiana Derby, $1 million, grade 2, also once again on the dirt. Barry, how are you finish this? I mean, you feel like these cards are days where like Brad Cox is supposed to just like dominate all day, but like he's only really got one that I like, and it's good cheer.
Oh yeah, no, he has all the cards here in the Louisiana Derby as well. John Hancock was impressive in his second start, beating a horse like Owen Almighty, stretching out for the first time. I mean, that says a lot. The only reservation I have going forward for this horse is the ability to rate behind horses. I haven't seen that yet. I doubt we'll see it on Saturday because of the fact of where this horse drew. Probably get really forwardly placed, into the race early. And we're going to use the other Brad Cox horse, the 9 Instant Replay. I like that race off the bench at Fairgrounds on February 17th. Real high buyer jump up from the last race. I do realize that was kind of a perfect trip win, but it was at a very high level against a horse that's actually in this race as well. So we'll bet that one too. So we'll take John Hancock the 1 and Instant Replay the 9, and then we're gonna stand in line because I like this play and I think we're gonna win.
Well, Barry, I agree.
Side note with Instant Replay, look at the past performances. This horse lost to California Burrito, who's going to be formidable, vying for favoritism in the Jeff Ruby Stakes. Sandman, who gets a lot of attention as one of the better 3-year-olds in this crop, didn't embarrass himself against those. Came back off pretty fresh. So, yeah, I like Instant Replay a little bit.
I don't know why I just didn't necessarily like Instant Replay. We'll get into it because we have to backtrack one. I go back to the middle of Barry's pick 3, where I actually completely 100% agree. So I am playing a $10 daily double here. I'm singling good cheer because I'm not dumb. And then I'm using in the Louisiana Derby the 3 and the 5. This puts me in for $90. And this is a pretty simple take, but I'm pretty certain it's the case in this first leg that no one should beat good cheer here. It's 4-5 on the morning line. There's no value in the win bet. We already know this is scratched down to 7 horses because Bless the Broken was announced as not in the race. I could bore you with the pace and the setup and what I like about good cheer, but I think brevity is the play here. He's better than everyone else. I think my best value presents itself in the daily double and find it in race 12. Once again, the mile and 3/16 Louisiana Derby. So I've played some outside horses, but honestly, looking at the Fairgrounds results over the last few race days, it looks like, especially in 2-turn races, Fairgrounds main tracks favor the inside. So I'm using one horse that's more inwardly drawn that I like. I'm using another kind of middle of the field drawn horse. My 2 are the 3 Tistastic at 8-1. I actually really like this horse in the Rebel Stakes. But Tistastic had the unfortunate luck of drawing like the 12 post and what went off as a 13-horse field, staying extraordinarily wide and then running into traffic trouble. Maybe this horse just finds trouble. It's possible. But I think you draw a line through that, which makes me think that this horse might still be sitting on a huge effort and another step up to where it was trending to be by this start, if you will. The other horse I'm using, going to the coach, the 5, Caldera. Can Coach take another big prep race after stealing the VA Derby last weekend? I mean, maybe. Good shot at it, at least. I'm using Caldera also for the trip and the pace setup. In regards to the projected trip, I got Caldera creeping down to the rail. It should be good if the inside is still indeed on. And if you like Caldera to win, I think this is the way to play him. And I'm closing out the daily double here with this because my racehorse owned the horse, and it will be pounded at the window. So it's not like I'm going to play this horse to win, but I will utilize it in the daily double because I feel like it will get a little less heat from that my racehorse money that comes pouring in. And then I just have one more play. I had a pesky $10 hanging around, and I'm punching like a track bias exacta here. $5 exacta, 3 with 2.5. When I projected my trips, these are the horses that are coming up the pace, going to be moving off the rail that I think it sets up for. So it's 3 Tistastic over the 2 Chunk of Gold and over the 5 Caldera. And I am in for my $100. Barry, we've made it to the portion of the show where we have withheld our juiciest morsels to be able to give you so you can walk out with a little bit of profit in your pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about our Ironclad bailout bets brought to you by Iron Bets.
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
All right. Barry, what's your bailout here in the Louisiana Derby?
My bailout is also my last play, which is a $20 win bet on number 1, John Hancock to the hoop. Like I said, it's pretty impressive that this horse in the second start in the Sam Davis kind of outdueled the tough Owen Almighty. Got to count for something. So we're going to go ahead and take this $20 win bet on John Hancock.
Yeah.
Not Herbie Hancock, by the way.
Not Herbie. No, good Tommy Boy reference. My bailout bet, it's simple. I talked about it. It's the 3 Tistastic, 8-1 here. Taking the horse to win. I'm hoping that yet another jockey switch does it, and you get Joel. Well, Joel, I mean, who crushes his souls coming up, flying up the middle of the track better than Joel? I don't know if anyone does. Barry, I'm going to drop the chair. We're going to go here. I didn't print out the past performances for the Jeff Ruby Stakes, the JRS squared, as I like to call it, up at Turfway Park, the other prep. But we do have picks. We don't have past performances, but we got picks. I guess you call this a bonus? Would you call it a bonus?
It's a bonus. Yeah.
It's a bonus? Yeah.
It's a bonus. Yeah.
I'm trying to convince people my voice goes higher. I'll go ahead. I'll lead it off. My pick, I like the 11 Curvino. Really like the 11 Curvino at 20-1. I think the horse will be a little bit more forwardly placed in this race. And I think that the pedigree for the horse for synthetic, it's the one that shows the most promise as opposed to some very much more favored horses who have no signs that they actually like the synthetic or will like the synthetic. Curlin baby. Bino Rosso is a Curlin baby.
No way.
So if these Curlin babies have the tendency to show up first time on synthetic and they pass it on to their progeny, hopefully Bino Rosso has, then I think you could have a horse that's really good on synthetic here. And I think this is really a live shot, taken into consideration with Peter Miller's shady ass and his little soul patch. I think that makes this one extra live. So that's my play for the Jeff Ruby Stakes, the JRS squared, the number 11 Curvino, 20-1. Stamp it.
Boom. I threw one downfield too.
All right.
I went with number 5, Flying Mohawk. A turf horse, but has run very well in all of his starts. The last one at Fairgrounds off the bench. I like horses that do that thing in particular, where they get laid off in October, come back in January and run a race that's slightly better or equal to what they were doing before they went on the layoff. Usually it means that they have a jump up in progress and speed figures. So yeah, Flying Mohawk fits that bill. Should be flying under the radar a little bit because of the fact that this horse is all turf, but I'm willing to take a shot at 15-1. I think this horse kept good company. I mean, really the race that on the page that didn't really bode well was the Zulu Kingdom race at Aqueduct, and that was on the yielding surface. The gamble is how this horse takes to the synthetic. I wouldn't take a short price on this horse. I think the race is kind of wide open. So Have at it. Let the freak flag fly.
I think when you replied to my question of who your Jeff Ruby pick was, you happened to be talking. You said Flying Mohawk at the exact moment that I was looking at Flying Mohawk and was extremely intrigued by it. But I like so I like the pick. I like it for Whit Beckman. Barry, let's recap some picks here. I'll go ahead. Actually, you will go ahead and lead it off because you started. Here we go. And if you notice a typo, get at me. We'll figure out some sort of way to compensate you, unless you're Nick Sievers, because he's mean when he does it.
Nick Sievers is the man. Just to
he
let
is the
you
man.
Know.
He's a good fellow. We love him. He's mean to me in public and then like sliding into my DMs to be nice to me behind the scenes.
He's like the third character on our show here.
He is. He really is. Nick Sievers is the shit. He's NOTB fan A1. There we go.
Guy.
Barry.
So yeah, race 4. We're gonna start it off with a $20 win bet on number 5, Create Trouble. Race 6, $5 daily double. The 3, 5, and 8, El De Niro, Ranch Badge, and Big Chopper with Cajun Mentoli, the 9 and 11, Hey Jude in race 7. Now that's $50. Race 10, the $5 pick 3, 3, 4, 5 with 7, Good Cheer. With the 1 and 9, John Hancock and Instant Replay, that's $30, and then $20 to win on John Hancock in the last race makes it an even 100, broski.
I don't like your chances because I'm going to go ahead. The game is off here. I'm not giving away anything because I see what I did, and I literally 9/11'd Barry's picks here on the graphics. So I'm sorry. I apologize in advance for that. That's my bad. All right, my picks. Started race 4. I had a $10 daily double, 7 with the 4, 7, 8 in the 5th. Race 5, a $1 trifecta, 7, 8 with 2, 7, 8 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Everyone but the 6, pretty much. The 6 is going to come in third. Oh my God, I'm going to kill myself. Race 9, $20 win, number 9. Race 11, a $10 daily double, using Good Cheer, 7 with the 3, 5. And then race 12, $5 exacta, 3 over 2 and 5. I'm hoping that exacta is like my looking at Lee moment for the year. Or just moment. Real good.
That'd be lovely.
Real good one time. I had the looking at Lee exacta a few times.
Always dreaming, looking at Lee exacta.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one to have.
I would have made so much money if looking at Lee would have won that. So much money. Had a huge win bet, had a futures bet, everything.
Dang.
Oh, my boy, LOL. Or L at L, I guess. It's round. It's all right. Barry, that's it, man. We've recapped picks. We've given a bonus Jeff Ruby stakes pick. We were in for $200, technically. That's like a real nice shirt, $200.
Yeah. Or
depending on where you shop.
2 nice shirts. If
I go to Target, that's 10 nice shirts, sir. That's gonna do it for us for the big show for the Louisiana Derby Fairgrounds card with a $100 budget. Don't worry, your sweet little angel baby faces. We'll be back tomorrow with our most consequential show. I put that on my mama.
And I put that on Adam, man.
Yeah. That's right. Where we pick out our Friday singles from all of the horse racing cards. The one that we not only want to single, we put it on our mamas. We will see you then, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. God's time. Until then, for Barry and I, we love you. Bye-bye.